Hi guys, and welcome to today's video, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, it's going to be a special video because we're going to be playing around with some Glamour Edge Beauty products. Glamour Edge Beauty is an indie brand that is owned by a friend of mine, and for those of you that don't know about the brand, I'm going to tell you about the brand before we even jump into the video. I do want to say that these products were sent to me, and this video is probably going to be a little biased, and by that I mean I'm going to be supporting a friend by doing a video that I wanted to do. I wasn't asked to do this video. I want to do this video because I want you guys to enjoy these products just as much as I do, and I want you guys to be made aware of this brand. And plus, I love supporting vegan and cruelty-free brands. So yeah. So I do want to tell you a little bit about the product, but a little bit more in depth before I hop into the makeup look. But I do have this sheet of paper on the side, so if I'm looking to the side, this is what I'm looking at. It just has the info that I need, so I hopefully don't miss anything when telling you about it. But like I said, the brand is cruelty-free and vegan. It is all handcrafted and is based out of Cleveland, Ohio. Product, I believe, also is free of talc, nuts, fragrance, and alcohol. I believe for eyeshadows, you can get them in pans and singles, or you can get them in the pots. The individual single ones that you can put in like a Z palette are $8.75, and the ones that come in the pots are $10.75. Having said all that, I do want to show you what I was sent. So I actually received this product, these products yesterday, and then today I went to Sephora to get one of those Z palettes right here so that I could put the individual pans in there, and they are magnetic, so if you do have one of these, you can just slide them right in there, which is really cool if you don't get the ones that are in the pots. We have a couple highlighters, and then we have some pressed glitters, and then some pressed shadows, which are really cool. And then I also have here two of the eyeshadows that are in pots, but one of them is a pressed pigment, and that is this guy right here, this kind of warm berry tone. And then this one right here is a pressed glitter, this awesome green goddess looking color. So I also picked up yesterday the Soph X palette, or this Makeup Revolution palette right here. I saw one of my favorite YouTubers to watch. She used this palette to do a Kim Kardashian look, her Met Gala makeup look, and I was just sold looking at the palette in her hands. And I know I have enough palettes, but I really wanted it. I'm only going to use maybe a couple shades of this so I can keep most of the focus and use most of these eyeshadows if I can. So this is what the palette looks like. So I'm probably just going to dip in a couple of these and then use one of those pressed pigments. So I think this is what I'm going to dive into. Off camera really quick, I'm going to do my brows, and then I'm going to put my base for my shadows, and then we'll come right back and then we'll start dipping into the shadows. Okay, so I went ahead and just primed my right eye, so just one eye, and it's typically what I do just to start. And then once I like the look, then I'll go ahead and start the other eye, and we will be complete. I just primed the one side using my P.Louise base. Now, to get this look started, I know in this, my little palette right here, I don't have too many neutral shades to use as a base, so I'm going to use my Soph X palette right here to help get some help from some neutral shades so I can get these shades in a nice little look together. So I'm going to go ahead and use my M330 brush right here, this little rounded tapered brush there, and in between I have my color switch. So I'm going to go ahead and dust off any extra pigment. I think I'm going to go ahead and dip into this, I'm going to dip into this shade right here, this brown right there next to the black in the palette, and I'm going to take that on my inner and outer part of my crease here. And I'm just going to kind of buff those shades towards the center. I hate that the light keeps cutting in and out and reflecting. I'm obviously filming in a different spot. I'm still messing around with my background, or where I want to shoot and film and all that, so bear with me till I figure it out. So now that I've dipped into this shade, I'm going to work this one in. Same placement on the inner and outer part of my eye. This is just a little softer. I'm going to go ahead and take my JH43, that flat definer brush, and then I'm going to go right back in to that brown shade right here next to the black. And then I'm just gonna start rounding out just a little bit where I want that cut crease to be, and then just buff it in. So now that I've got my shape going, I'm gonna go back into my Morphe 330 brush and kind of just buff it a little bit, and then I'm gonna go and dip into the black ever so slightly. So I'm gonna go back into that black shade with my Morphe 321 brush here, dip into that black, and then keep that tightly in the inner and outer part of my eye, as you can see. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back into my P.Louise base with my flat brush here to help cut the crease. And I'm going to apply that basically up as far as I can go where I place that line. Alright, now that my crease is cut here, I am gonna dive into, gotta feel out the look here. So I'm actually gonna go into this shade right here, Everyday Basics, which is that one of those pressed pigments right there. I'm gonna take this on the center and then work this shade right here into the outer parts, called Trust Issues. It's like looks very dual chrome. So I'm gonna take my flat brush here, the JH41, and just because it's what I do, I'm gonna spray down my brush, see it a little wet, and then I'm going to take that light shade, like we said, Everyday Basics. Make sure I pack some on there, and I'm just gonna work it into the middle. And then dive into Trust Issues on the other side of the brush, still wet. Just pack it on the outside. So now that I've got that laid down, you can't see it very well from this angle, I don't think, because it's like a dual chrome shade. It looks really nice when I'm looking at it, but then in this camera, it shifts it shifts too much. I'm gonna go ahead and take this highlighter shade called Star right here, slightly purple lavender tone, and then I'm gonna wet my definer brush, and that is that JH43, and take just a little bit. And then I'm gonna lightly put it over where I placed that shade in the center. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna apply, that's my chair, I'm gonna apply a little bit of liner, mascara, my other eye's gonna be done, and then we'll go ahead and jump into highlighting in the rest of the face. So I put on my lashes, they're still kind of drying down, but that is the eyes complete. I went ahead and I also put just a little bit of liner on the bottom and just put a little bit of the same brown shadows I used for the top, just on the bottom, and that's all. I'm going to use my MAC lip pencil in Oak. I've used it quite a few times, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with that, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply, the sticker fell off, my Giorgio Armani liquid lipstick. So now that I've applied that, I'm just going to top it off, if I couldn't be extra enough, with my Fenty lip gloss, my Fenty Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow. So there's my lip. Now we're going to go on to highlighter. So I'm going to go back into my little palette here, and I'm going to actually do, I think I'm going to mix them both. So I'm going to set my face really quick. Normally I use my Hourglass Ambient Powder as my base, But just to kind of show you the power of these highlighters, I'm going to use just the highlighter. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Morphe brush. This is what I use to highlight with. It doesn't have a number, but it is part of that rose gold collection. So now that my face is kind of settling in with that setting spray, I'm going to go in to, I hate it's reflecting. I'm going to dip into both of these highlighters. And then just hit the cheeks. And I'm also just hitting the areas where I normally would apply a highlighter. Is she cute? And then one more for the road. So, before I bring you in for a closer look, I'm going to go ahead and swatch these for you. So I'm not going to swatch the pressed glitters just because that's not really fair to swatch on the skin if I'm not applying it. Glitters, that's not a really good way to show them. But I will swatch the highlighters as well as the pressed pigments here. So I'm going to go into the shade Posh, which is that pressed pigment, and they are very soft to the touch. Like Natasha Denona kind of soft, somewhere in that realm. So I'm going to grab that shade and just take the back of my hand right here. And that is that shade right here. That's very pretty. And then I'm going to go into the shade Everyday Basics. I'm going to go ahead and take a different finger and go right next to it. See that from here, that's very blinding, like it's reflecting the light quite intensely, as you can see. And then I will go a little further down and I will go ahead and swatch the shade Trust Issues, which I am obsessed with actually right now. Trust Issues is like the perfect shade for this look I was trying to create, and I couldn't find the right combination of colors to execute it, but this is perfect. So I'm gonna go right here. This is a nice like dual chrome. It looks kind of like purple, bluish, and it goes very violet-y. Like, yeah, that's very cool. You go ahead and grab more, and I'll just go further down so you can see it again. Like, that's very, very pretty. You see where it's starting to reflect? Yeah, just like that. And then I have the Forget Me Not. Take another finger here, and I'll do this side right here. So very nice. And then last but not least, I will go ahead and do the highlighters. So the highlighter in Star, I'm going to go ahead and take a fresh finger here, and I will go ahead and do it right here. I can go down very far here because they're very soft. It's very, very cool right here. Like, this lighting is just not helping. And then within, I'm going to swatch here. Like, it starts getting very yellowy and it just reflects really nicely. That looks really cool, as well as that dual chrome right there. Now keep in mind these shadows are very soft, and there will be a little bit of powder and kind of a little bit of the fallout, but it's because of the consistency and them being pressed the way that they are, but they are still good shadows. That does not necessarily mean they are bad shadows. Just something to keep in mind, they're very soft. You don't want to forcefully dig your finger in or just smack your brush around, or you will ruin those shadows, just like with, you know, a typical eyeshadow. And then, like I said, I'm not going to swatch the pressed glitters here because that's not necessarily fair, and they'll crumble because it's a pressed glitter. So it wouldn't be fair to do that, to show those. But I will bring you closer in so we can see this eye look. So this is the look. I only used 3 shadows that were not the Glamour Edge Beauty shadows, and that was because they weren't in the right tone that I needed to create the base for this look. So this is the final look, like I showed you close up. I think out of all the shadows that I've used or that I have with me here, I really like Trust Issues. That dual chrome one right there. You can kind of see where it looks green, just ever so slightly shifts. I love that. That's going to be my favorite shade. I definitely want to dip into these for another look, but I do like my cut crease with those shadows. So just to recap on that, I went into a different palette for just the browns on the outside, and then I used Everyday Basics right here on the very center, and then I topped it with the highlighter Star, and then I also used Trust Issues on the outer sides. I'm thinking I want to be extra and take my Jaclyn Hill 3-9 brush here. And I want an inner corner highlight. I can't believe I didn't do that. I'm going to take the highlighter Star, put it right there, and then I'm going to mix the two and just hit that brow bone. Oof. Oh yeah, that's everything. Let me bring you close. This is the final makeup look with the Glamour Edge Beauty products that I have here with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video just as much as I did making it. And everything you need, all the info, social medias, anything about the website or Glamour Edge Beauty will be linked down below for you to check out at your own accord. And if you want to see more videos from me, just like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me or more videos like this. And I will see you in the next video, so bye!